I looked at my wife. She was sitting across from me at the kitchen table, her hands wrapped tightly around her coffee mug, her knuckles pale. The way she avoided meeting my eyes made my chest tighten with anxiety. Her nervousness was unmistakable, the kind that only comes when the truth is about to be revealed. I had known this conversation was inevitable. We had been dancing around it for months, but neither of us had the courage to address the elephant in the room. But now I could feel the weight of it pressing down on us. Before we dive in, please subscribe. It means the world to us and helps us bring you more amazing stories. I had tried to convince myself that everything was fine, that the late nights at the office, the sudden need for privacy, the long silences between us were just phases. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. It was like a small nagging voice in my head that I couldn't silence. For years, Sarah and I had been happy together. We had built a life, a family. Our 3 children, Noah, Mia, and Lily, were the light of our lives. We had built our home, our dreams around them. Our love had always felt like something unbreakable, something solid. But recently, I had noticed the cracks, the small subtle signs that something was off. I had seen her checking her phone constantly, her messages always hidden, her eyes flicking nervously whenever I came into the room. She started coming home late, claiming work was keeping her busy. At first, I thought I was being paranoid, but the truth always finds a way to surface, and I couldn't ignore it any longer. One evening, I came home early from a business trip. It was meant to be a surprise dinner for the family. I opened the door, expecting to be greeted by the sounds of my children playing, the warmth of our home. But instead, I walked into a nightmare. There in the living room was Sarah. But she wasn't alone. She was lying on the couch, asleep with another man beside her. His arm was around her and her head was resting on his chest. I stood frozen in the doorway, my heart racing, my breath catching in my throat. The sight of them together, so intimate, so careless, was like a punch to the stomach. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. All I could do was watch in disbelief as the life I thought I had came crashing down. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tear them apart, but I didn't. Couldn't. I just turned around and walked out. My mind spinning, my body numb. I had to leave. Had to get away from the suffocating weight of it all. I needed space to think, to process. But the hurt was overwhelming, and I could feel it gnawing at me, tearing me apart from the inside. I spent the night at a nearby hotel, my mind racing with 1,000 thoughts. How could she do this? How long had this been going on? How could I have missed it? The anger, the betrayal, it was unbearable. But more than anything, I felt a deep, crushing sadness. The woman I loved, the woman I had given my heart to, had betrayed me in the worst possible way. The next day, I came home to find her waiting for me. She was standing in the doorway, her eyes swollen from crying, her hands wringing the hem of her dress nervously. I could see the shame in her eyes, but I couldn't bring myself to feel sorry for her. Not yet. "I'm sorry," she whispered, her voice breaking. "I didn't want you to find out like this. I never meant to hurt you." I stood there frozen, not knowing what to say. The pain in my chest was unbearable. All the years of love, all the promises we had made to each other seemed like a distant memory. "How could you do this?" I asked, my voice trembling. "How could you betray me like this? We have children, Sarah. Our kids, Noah, Mia, and Lily. Do you even care about them?" She took a shaky step forward, her tears falling freely now. "I love you, Ethan. I do. But I've been so lost. I felt so alone. I didn't know who I was anymore. I made a mistake, a terrible mistake. I never meant to hurt you, but I couldn't stop it. I just couldn't stop myself." I closed my eyes, trying to steady my breath, but it felt like my chest was being crushed. I had trusted her. I had believed in her, but now it felt like everything was a lie. All those years together, all the moments we had shared, it had all been a facade. "Who is he?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. She hesitated, looking down at her hands. "His name is Mark. He works at the same company. I didn't plan for it to happen, Ethan. It just did. And now I'm so sorry. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave us." I wanted to yell, I wanted to tell her how much she had destroyed me, how much she had hurt me, but the words wouldn't come. I was so consumed by the anger, the betrayal, that I couldn't even speak. 6 months. I whispered. 6 months, Sarah. How long has this been going on? She nodded, her shoulders shaking with sobs. 6 months. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. I didn't know how to stop. I stared at her, my mind racing. I had never felt so lost, so broken. The woman I had loved, the woman I had shared my life with, had shattered everything. And for what? A fleeting moment of comfort. A selfish escape from the life we had built together. I stood up slowly, my legs weak. I don't know who you are anymore, I said, my voice barely a whisper. I don't know if I can ever trust you again. And I don't think I can live in this house, in this life, with this betrayal hanging over us. She reached out for me, her voice desperate. Ethan, please. I love you. I love our family. I'll do anything. Please don't leave me. But I couldn't. The pain was too much. I had to walk away from myself, for our kids. I couldn't let them grow up in a house where lies and betrayal were normal. I couldn't stay in a relationship that had lost its foundation of trust. I'm sorry, I said, my voice thick with emotion. But I can't stay. I can't live this lie anymore. I can't be with someone who has broken me like this. With that, I turned and walked out, leaving behind the life I had once thought would be mine forever. The house, the family, the love, it all felt so fragile now. But as I walked away, I knew I was doing the right thing for my kids, for my own peace. In the days that followed, the pain didn't go away. Couldn't. But slowly I started to rebuild. For the first time in a long while, I felt like I was taking control of my life again. The hurt would always be there, but I knew I had to move forward for myself and for the kids. The kids didn't understand at first. They didn't know why Daddy was leaving or why Mommy was so sad. But in time they would. And I would make sure that they knew, that they learned the value of trust, of love, and of never settling for anything less than the truth. As for Sarah, I couldn't predict the future. I didn't know if she could ever redeem herself or if she even wanted to. But one thing was clear. I couldn't be a part of her journey anymore. Not until she found herself again, and until she truly understood the consequences of her actions. And so I walked away, leaving the past behind. It was the hardest decision of my life, but it was the right one because in the end I knew that the only way to rebuild was to let go of the pain and start anew.